Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins discussion video. And in this one, we're going to be talking about Nelson Cruz. And basically, well, you've seen the title. He's playing the outfield. That's right. I told y'all he was going to play the outfield this season. Now, I'll get into a little bit more in this video, but I told you guys. This is a guy who's not just going to hit the bat this season. Like, obviously, we brought him in as a DH. But here's the thing. The Twins play 6 games against interleague opponents at the away stadium in the first month of the first, I don't know exactly when they play them, but they play the Phillies and the Mets within the first couple of games. So that's 6 games that Nelson Cruz would not be able to play unless he's in the field. So during yesterday's game against, who was it? Let me pull it up right here. The Pirates. We ended up losing that game. Can somebody explain that to me? We were up, 5-0 in that game and lost 6-5? But anyways, in pre-warm-ups, he was out in center field. He was throwing the ball with Byron Buxton, and I believe he started out there in right field. Did he not? If he didn't, he was warming up out there. But this is what our manager, our first baseman, our first base coach, because he's the outfielder, warm-up, or outfield. He's the outfielding coach as well as the first base manager. But he put Cruz out there, and he was like, hey, we need a guy like Cruz, right, with his bat, with his power, to be playing in games because there's no DH in the NL. And that's a whole separate topic here, but I want to know what you guys think about this. So obviously this is a question that's been going on for a while here. Do you think that the NL should have a DH, or do you think that the AL should have the pitcher's bat? I just want to know your opinion on that because, you know, I personally, I'll give you my opinion. We're just having a conversation here today about this. Thought this would be kind of a cool topic to talk about. I believe, you know, if honestly, here's the thing, and I know this isn't fair, but you should have the option. I think you should have the option to, at the home ballpark of whoever's hosting it, they should get to choose. Obviously, I don't know much about the rules, but if both teams agree there should be a DH, boom, have a DH. And both teams agree that the pitchers want to do it, there you go. Or even if it's the home ballpark, right? So if the Twins, you know, if Barrios is a great hitter for some reason, or even if you want to go with the Giants and Bumgarner or Shohei Ohtani, right? A great hitter. He's pitching today. If it's at that ballpark, they should get to pick. If they want to bat, they get to bat. That's just my take on it, though. I would love to know your opinion on that, but getting a little bit off topic. So anyways, let's talk about Nelson Cruz. We know that, you know, how old is he? 38 or 39, right? Somewhere in there, 37, 30, 39. He's getting old, right? And obviously, he's not going to be playing in the outfield every day. We've talked about this, but this is a player who is versatile enough, I think, right? I mean, granted, he's old, but he's not. He's an MLB player, right? He's in good shape. He could play the outfield for a game or two, right? And again, like, right, we're not saying he's going to be playing all 6 games out there during the interleague series, but, you know, he could play right field for a game. Give Max Kepler a rest. You know, if he plays, I thought they said they played like their first 6 games there, but obviously after Cleveland being the home series, it's somewhere like right after the first series. Max Kepler plays all 3 games in right field. He moves over to center field. Buxton goes over to left maybe, or Buxton takes a game off, and then Kepler takes a game off. Cruz gets in there for 2 games. Might come in once more against maybe the Mets. I don't know. That's just kind of how I'm seeing how it will play out. I mean, this is a guy we did not go out and get Cruz to have him sit on the bench for 6 games right off the season, right? So, what do you have to do to play right field? Obviously, Kepler is a great glove out there, but even if we said, you know, you're going to bat 9th, all right? Hypothetically, Cruz, you're going to bat 9th today because we're going with a crazy lineup. You're batting in your position. So, pitcher bats first, catcher bats second, first baseman bats third, fourth, second, so on. Cruz, you're in right field, you're going to bat 9th. Even in that case, where in the worst case scenario, he bats in the 9 spot, even coming in for the pitcher. That's why we put him in there, right? Is to be at the plate at least a couple times. We're not going to go out and pick somebody up for $14 million for a year with an option and then say, yep, you're going to sit on the bench for the first 15 games because, or the first 6 games or whatever, because you're a DH only, right? He played right field in Seattle. Was he the greatest right fielder? Probably not. I didn't really pay attention to him when he was in Seattle, but can he do a job for a game or two, right? So even if you want to go mathematical right here, there are 27 outs in a game. And I'm not sure how many strikeout. I don't know what the league average is for pitchers per strikeouts. But even if you say 5, even if you say 9 strikeouts from top to bottom between the starter and the closer and the relievers, you get 9 strikeouts. You're down to 18 outs, and there's 9 positions, right? 8 positions in the field, not counting the pitcher, 7 positions if you're not counting the catcher. How many times on average is a ball going to go to right field? Right? So you're kind of looking at it that way. If there's 18 outs and 9 positions, okay, maybe he'll make 2 outs. How many are routine? That's another question that you want to ask. I mean, obviously, Buxton is out there in center field. He can make up some ground covering, shifting to the right if you really don't think Cruz can get to a ball closer to center field. Rosario is also fast if you shift, just a little ways to right field. If you I guess I can't really show you this way, but you put him here, and then Cruz right here. You know what I'm saying? So there's more of a shift that way. You really look into the mathematical side of things as if really how many balls is he going to get out there? Obviously, every game is different. Every pitch is different, which makes baseball great, right? You never know where the ball is necessarily going to go. But how many times per game does Max Kepler get a ball? Maybe 3 or 4, right? How many of those are routine? Maybe 2 or 3. There you go. I'm not taking anything away from Max Kepler being in right field or any other position. But realistically, he's an MLB player. He's played the outfield before. What's it going to hurt to put him out there for 2 games? Maybe 3 games, right? Whatever. And here's the thing. Even if you sacrifice 1 error, okay, he misses 1 ball, they get a double. And Barrios is pitching, let's just say he strikes out the side, but he gave up a double to Cruz in right field. Okay, Cruz couldn't get to a ball, so he gives up the double. Cruz comes to the plate, hits a home run. You're leading now. Where do you give that kind of space, right? Do you sacrifice a defensive play 1 time per game for a home run or a double or an RBI? You got to kind of look at that thing. Obviously, Cruz could strike out 3 times, right? And that's where you kind of got to figure in, okay, where's the risk? What's the reward? But he strikes out 3 times, but hits a home run, gives up an error in right field. And maybe he doesn't, right? That's the worst case scenario. So, like I keep saying, he's an MLB player. He was brought in for $14 million, and he said he wanted to play the outfield a little bit. Even, everybody in the front office was like, hey, Cruz can play the outfield a little bit. So, obviously, right field is going to be where he's going to be, right? Give Kepler a break. Kepler can move over to center if Rosario or Buxton needs a break. There's options there, and that's the greatest thing about it is Cruz doesn't need to play every day. He's still going to be in the lineup regardless, but if we can get him, into a couple more games, more money, more hits, more home runs, it all plays out risk versus reward. That's the biggest thing that we're going to have to fix. So I want to know what you guys think about that. Where is the risk and reward? Where do you think, what can we give up in right field for a game or 2 or 3 to get what would you need out of him? So if we give up an error, do you need a double? Do you need a home run? What if he strikes out 3 times, but he plays great in the field? That's the kind of thing. You're comparing him versus Buxton and Rosario and Kepler right now. It's going to be an interesting setup. So that's pretty much all I got for you today. I know I kind of threw a lot at you, but it's just kind of a different topic to wonder, to think about. But yes, I really want to know what your opinions are about all of this down in the comments below about the pitchers in the NL and the DH, and then how you think Cruz will manage in the outfield. Like I said, he's not going to play there every game, but 1, 2, 3 times in these first couple of series to get him loose, get him in. That's great. So that's what my take is on it. I hope you guys, found this video pretty interesting. I thought this was cool. A nice discussion to talk about, nice topic. So that's all I got for you today. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow for another one. Peace out.